Look from Seoul? You're looking for a super simple noodle dish that will change your life? You mean the one that you can't even make at 2 a.m. in just 15 minutes? Don't worry about it. I'm not talking about crazy viral recipes with weird clickbait titles. This is my version of creamy peanut butter noodles, and that will become your lifelong favorite. Today, we're gonna be making peanut butter noodles. It's creamy, savory, mildly spicy, and most importantly, it only takes 15 minutes to make. When you get home from work and you don't even wanna move your fingers, trust me, this recipe will be your lifesaver. For this, you will need some noodles, green onions, garlic, ginger, and a little bit of a cucumber. Now, some of you might say, Aaron, it's still a lot of ingredients. I thought you'd be much simpler than this. Okay, I get it. Then you can skip the green onion, ginger, and cucumber. But I need to make the best of the best because of my hungry bird at home. Otherwise, you will have to see her endless whining at the end of this video. Alright, let's prep the vegetables. First, thinly slice 2 green onions and separate the whites and greens. Next, smash 3 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. Once that's done, grate a small knob of ginger. About half a teaspoon will be enough. This time, take some cucumber and cut it into thin matchsticks. If you want to reduce the prep time, you can replace it with some cilantro and just tear it up with your hands. But I know some of you are in I hate cilantro club, so I'm gonna stick with cucumber this time. You're welcome. The next step is totally optional, but I'm gonna be grinding 2 tablespoons of roasted peanuts. Trust me, these crushed peanuts, not peanuts, will make it look gorgeous, and nobody would think this is a 15-minute recipe. Alright, let's move on to the sauce. In a small container, add 3 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, half a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of gochugaru, Korean chili pepper flakes, 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil, and give it a good mix. By the way, we have all the instructions and a list of ingredients on our blog, aaronandclaire.com, so please visit here if you need a written recipe. You know what? A lot of peanut butter noodle recipes call for chili oil, but if you add a little bit of Korean chili pepper flakes and toast it in some oil, you can still get that spicy kick without using chili oil. What? You think this will be too spicy? Don't worry about it. You can adjust the amount, but when it's combined with creamy peanut butter, it's just gonna give you the pleasant spiciness that you're looking for. So don't worry about it. You will absolutely love it. What? You wanna know this kind of tip more and more? I'm so glad you brought that up because everything you need is in this one book. Trust me, with this one book, you can cook more than 100 Korean dishes like a pro. So don't forget to check it out. The link is in the description. Alright, we're set. Let's get cooking. Fill your pot with some water and bring it to a boil. To finish everything in 15 minutes, make sure to boil the water before the prep. Otherwise, you need to waste your precious time until the water comes to a boil. I told you, if you don't take my advice and say, Aaron, it took 30 minutes, then I'm totally not responsible. Alright, get yourself a wok or pan. Add 1 tablespoon of oil and heat it over medium-low heat. Once it gets nice and hot, add the white parts of the green onions, garlic, ginger, and saute those for about 1 minute. And while that's going, cook your noodles according to the package instructions. Here, I'm using jjajangmyeon noodles, but this recipe works great with any kind of noodles. So use your favorite. Spaghetti, udon, or even instant ramen noodles, everything will be fantastic. Once the aromatic just start to go brown and your kitchen is filled with an amazing aroma, add the peanut butter sauce and give it a few stir for about 1 minute. Once everything is well combined, add a quarter cup of pasta water from the noodles and stir it around for about 1 to 2 minutes. Actually, to keep it really simple, you don't have to simmer the sauce like this. You could just put the noodles in a bowl and mix them with the sauce and a little bit of pasta water. But this is where all the magic happens. Our beautiful aromatic oil will give it extra fragrance, and simmering like this will help deepen its flavor. So you're gonna get that extra creamy luxurious sauce at the end. Trust me, it's gonna be so much better. Alright, the sauce is done. All we need to do is just add the drained noodles and stir fry them for about 1 minute. And then to thin out the sauce, let's add a quarter cup of pasta water and toast them together for another minute. That's it! Unbelievably simple, right? For these nice creamy noodles, you only need this teeny tiny effort. There's no reason not to try this at home. Alright, finally, it's time to plate. Let's put some noodles in a bowl and sprinkle with some green onions. And last but not least, let's add some julienne cucumbers and crush the peanuts. How does it look? It looks absolutely delicious, right? Alright, let's call our taste tester. Claire.
엄청 촉촉하니 맛있어 보이네. 위에다가 약간의 그 땅콩을 쫙 뿌려놓은 게 팟타이의 느낌도 난다. 맛있겠다. Alright, it looks super delicious. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna mix it thoroughly. 와, 내가 좋아하는 꾸덕꾸덕한 느낌. 이 크리미한 소스만의 꾸덕꾸덕한 소리. 너무 맛있을 것 같아. I can't wait. 먹어볼게요. Cheers! Oh my god, so good. 너무 맛있는데? 소스가 진짜 대박이네. It is creamy, savory, and nutty, and I can feel a little bit of a spicy kick from it. It literally has everything you want. So good. 거기다가 진짜 땅콩을 위에 쫙 뿌려줬더니 중간중간에 막 땅콩이 아삭아삭 씹히는 게 그게 키포인트네. 너무 맛있다. 지금까지는 약간 이게 뭔가 제대로 크리미한 걸 온전하게 즐겼다면 여기다가 오이까지 먹으면 진짜 상큼한 것까지 더 추가가 돼서 엄청 맛있을 것 같아. 처음부터 그냥 오이랑 다 섞어버리는 것도 방법일 것 같아. 역시 너무 잘 어울리네. 너무 괜찮다. 정말 간단한 재료로 만든 것 같은데 너무 근사하게 잘 나왔는데? 여기에 심지어 프로틴이 안 보여. 내가 좋아하는 계란이라든지 고기, 간고기 이런 게 안 보이는데도 너무 괜찮은데? 전혀 아쉬움이 느껴지지 않아. 괜찮아. 한 10분 투자해서 이렇게 근사하게 누들 디쉬를 만들 수 있다고 한다면 요리 싫어하는 나도 라면 대신 기꺼이 만들 의향이 있어. 그 정도로 괜찮다. 꼭 해봐야 한다. 너무 맛있어.
Hello from Seoul. Before I start cooking, please repeat after me. More green onion, more delicious. Trust me, this absolute truth will never let you down. Today, we're gonna be making green onion oil noodles / scallion oil noodles. But we're gonna be making two different versions, a 10-minute version and a 40-minute version. But don't worry about it, both of them will be fantastic. So you can just pick one and try it depending on your situation or preference. Alright, let's start with the 10-minute version. For this, you will need some green onions, noodles, and a little bit of cilantro. So simple, right? The cilantro is totally optional, but for our garnish, there's nothing better than this bad boy. So unless you're allergic to this, I mean physically, not mentally, I encourage you to use it. First, take 5 green onions and just thinly slice them. Normally, people cut them into long strips, but to reduce our cooking time, let's chop these nice and small because this way, they're gonna release their flavor into the oil a lot faster and it's gonna be more fragrant. Once you're done slicing, just roughly chop some cilantro. That's it. So simple, right? Next, let's get some water in a pot and bring it to a boil. To get everything done in 10 minutes, we've gotta start preparing some water for our noodles while cooking the green onions. Alright, get yourself a wok or pan, add 4 tablespoons of oil, green onions, and turn on the heat to medium-high heat. From now, we're gonna saute those and infuse our oil for about 3 to 4 minutes. But since the outside of the pan is hotter than the center, do not walk away and keep stirring it so that they're evenly cooked. While that's going, let's cook the noodles according to the package instructions. I'm using 200 grams of Taiwanese knife-cut noodles for 2 servings. But besides these noodles, you could also use almost any type of noodles. So try with your favorite noodle or what you have in your pantry. With noodles, egg noodles, or even spaghetti noodles, everything will be fantastic. Once the noodles are cooked, take them out and add them to the wok. And then season with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce, half a tablespoon of sugar, and toast together over high heat for about 1 minute. Incredibly simple, right? A lot of recipes only call for soy sauce and dark soy sauce, but I like adding oyster sauce in here because it gives you a nice depth of flavor and whole bunch of umami. So if you haven't tried it yet, please give it a shot. It's gonna be way more flavorful. You're gonna be surprised. Alright, it's done. Let's put some noodles on a plate and garnish with some green onions and cilantro. That's it. It's unbelievably simple, right? Alright, let's go to our taste tester. Claire?
Wow, so fast. It's almost like cooking instant noodles. I was expecting something green, but it turns out very dark brown. It's almost like jjajangmyeon, the black bean noodles. 우리 또 한 입 가득 먹어줘야 맛있는데. 호로록. Cheers. 맛있다. 그린 어니언 누들이라고 불릴만 하네. 그냥 너무 향긋하니 맛있는데? 그리고 간장이 일단 기본적으로 들어갔을 것 같은데 거기서 분량이 샥 나는 것 같아. 너무 맛있다. 괜찮네. 어떤 누들을 해도 잘 어울리겠어. 스파게티 면으로 해도 심지어 괜찮을 것 같아. 내가 제일 좋아하는 누들로 만들면 그냥 내가 제일 좋아하는 그린 어니언 누들이 되겠구만. 괜찮다.
This time, let's make a 40-minute version. Actually, for this, we need to make a big batch of green onion oil first, and it takes some time, like 30 minutes. But once you have that amazing green onion oil, making scallion oil noodles will take less than 10 minutes. How about that? There's no reason not to try it, right? So please invest a little bit of time and enjoy gracefully whenever you need a quick and easy meal. For this, you will need a big bunch of green onions. Yeah, we're gonna use this much. Show me a love for green onions, like your favorite green onion guy. And we need some ginger and onion. Here, you could also use some garlic, dried chilies, star anise, and bay leaves, but it's totally a matter of preference, so I'm just gonna keep it simple and stick with the basics today. But don't worry about it, it's gonna be the best. Alright, let's prep our green onions first. Grab a big bunch of green onions, which is about 300 grams, and cut them into long strips. And if the white parts of the green onions are too thick, you can cut them in half or even quarters, so you get a lot more flavor out of them. Normally, restaurants use only green parts for their green onion oil, and that's because, just like we always do, they use a lot of white parts to make their dishes and a little bit of greens to garnish, so they're left with a lot of green parts. So with those remaining greens, they make a huge amount of green onion oil in advance and use that oil for their dishes. But that's their story, we have plenty of white parts, right? So let's just use the whole thing. Next, grab a big knob of ginger, about 20 grams, and just thinly slice it. Once that's done, cut half an onion into thin strips. Alright, everything is all set. Let's get cooking. Grab a large wok or pot, add 5 cups of oil, and heat it over medium heat. Here, make sure to use neutral oil, no olive oil. I said no olive oil, so if you end up with something weird that tastes like olive green onion, I'm not responsible. FYI, lard works great in these recipes, so you can try that too. Once the oil starts to get warm, which is about 50 degrees Celsius or 120 degrees Fahrenheit, add all the veggies and simmer it for about 30 minutes. Here, you don't want a rapid boil, you just want a very gentle boil. If you cook them over high heat, they will start to go brown and burn before they release all the flavors. So you just have a little bit of patience and cook it over medium or medium-low heat. And just like we did in the first dish, make sure to move them around because the outside of the wok is hotter than the center. For information, besides these scallion oil noodles, you could use this green onion oil for almost any stir-fry dish. And it can even be used for the last touch. So instead of regular oil, feel free to use this oil. Trust me, this bad boy will make everything taste 200 times better. Once they get nice and crispy and golden brown, turn the heat off and let the residual heat infuse more flavors. Now this is totally optional, but if you want to add some more flavor, it would be a good idea to add some minced garlic now. Like 5 tablespoons would be perfect. After about 5 to 10 minutes, strain out all the solids. Once it's cool, you can transfer it to an airtight container and there you have it, your homemade green onion oil. It smells wonderful. I'd love to use this as my cologne. Anyways, if you keep it in the fridge, it will last up to a month or maybe even longer. So cook whatever you want with this amazing oil. Even fried eggs will be upgraded. Alright, let's make the scallion oil noodles. First, fill your pot with some water and bring it to a boil. Again, I'm just gonna use the Taiwanese knife gun noodles and place the wok over medium-high heat and add 4 tablespoons of our gorgeous homemade green onion oil. When the noodles are cooked, you can transfer your noodles over to the wok. And then to that, add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce, half a tablespoon of sugar, and stir fry for about 1 minute. That's it! Super simple, right? Alright, let's transfer it to a serving plate. Here, crispy fried green onions that we got from earlier can be used as a garnish, but it can be too oily or greasy, so I'm just gonna use some fresh green onions and cilantro for our garnish. And if you think you may need some protein here, feel free to add a crispy fried egg on top. That's gonna be awesome. Alright, it's done. Let's go to our taste tester. Claire?
I heard that he puts more time and effort into this dish, but honestly, it looks and smells exactly the same. I'm not sure I can tell the difference. Let's give it a try. 네가 테스트하는 거 같구만. 내가 그 미묘한 차이를 알아낼 수 있을까? Cheers. 떨립니다. 여태까지 했던 것 중에 제일 어렵다. 나한테는 솔직하게 똑같은 것 같아. 미안해. 30분의 노력이 어떻게 된 거야? 똑같잖아. 미안하지만 나한테는 아깝게 더 맛있는 것 같아. 아니면 아깝게 내가 배고픈 상태에 먹어서 훨씬 맛있게 느꼈었을 수도 있어. 조금 더 고급진 그런 느낌이 있는 것 같아. Just a little. 그렇다고 해서 30분 정도나 되는 시간의 차이? 혹은 20분 정도나 되는 시간의 차이라고 보기엔 좀 어렵다. 그렇네. 어쩌면 이게 더 좋은 소식일 수도 있어. Because simple is the best. 오히려 구독자들 입장에서는 자기가 시간이랑 돈 다 써가지고 첫 번째나 두 번째나 별 차이 없다는 걸 증명해줘서 더 좋을 수도 있어. Just say to him, thank you. Poor Aaron.
Hello from Seoul. I know cooking a nice meal on a busy weeknight is not a small task. So many people end up getting some takeout or delivery food. But aren't you just getting sick and tired of eating the same takeout or delivery? If this is you, you came to the right place. With me, you're gonna have one of the simplest but the most satisfying meals in under 15 minutes. Yeah, you're gonna thank me later. Like I said in my previous video, I'm busy, just like you guys. So when I get home, I always look at food delivery apps. But as you know, I have a hungry bird at home who can't wait that long. So I always ended up making these garlic shrimp noodles. Yes, it's that quick and easy. The taste? Don't worry about it. It'll be the best. I guarantee it. For this, you will need green onions, garlic, ginger, baby bok choy, shrimp, and noodles. Here, I've got some knife sliced noodles and udon noodles, but I haven't decided what I'm gonna use yet. Which means, you can use any kind of noodles you like. Spaghetti, fettuccine, or even rice noodles, no problem at all. So just use what you have. That's the best. Alright, let's prep some vegetables. First, slice some green onions and separate the whites and greens. Since these are gonna add some freshness to your stir-fried noodles, be super generous with this. Remember, more green onion, more delicious. Next, garlic. Take 5 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. What? Not enough garlic? Alright, challenge accepted. Let me add 5 more cloves of garlic. What? We can't beat Italian guys with this amount of garlic? Then let's add 5 more. I think I said in my previous video, but let me say it again. There's no such thing as too much garlic to Koreans. So you don't have to worry about it. It's gonna be awesome. This time, grate a small knob of ginger. About half a teaspoon would be enough. Once that's done, take some bok choy and cut them in half lengthwise. What? You secretly bought a PlayStation but don't know when to confess? Don't worry about it. This beautiful thing will make your wife happy and save your ass. You're welcome. Now let's make the sauce. In a small container, add 3 tablespoons of Korean chili pepper flakes, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of mirin, 1 teaspoon of Korean chili paste, some black pepper, and a small pinch of MSG, which is totally optional. That's it. It's really simple, right? What? You wanna know these kind of ridiculously easy Korean food recipes more and more? I'm so glad you brought that up because I wrote it for you. With this one book, you can cook more than 100 Korean dishes like a pro. So don't forget to pre-order my book today. The link is in the description. Alright, it's cooking time. Fill your pot with some water and bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, cook your noodles according to the package instructions. When the noodles are cooked, take them out and give them a quick rinse on the cold water. But don't throw away the water yet because we're gonna blanch our bok choy in the water. Now let's transfer the noodles to a bowl and give them a good mix with 1 teaspoon of oil so that they're not all sticking together. But make sure to use neutral tasting oil. What? You only have olive oil? No! Never use olive oil in Asian cooking. You have some sesame oil, right? Then let's go with that. Alright, let's add 3 tablespoons of oil to a wok and heat it over medium-high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, add the white parts of green onion, garlic, ginger, and give it about 1 minute or until they are fragrant. After that, add in our shrimp and let them cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. Once they are 80% cooked, reduce the heat to medium, add the sauce, and stir them around for about 1 to 2 minutes. When the sauce meets our lovely garlic and green onion oil, that will create an amazing flavor. But be careful, chili pepper flakes are easy to burn, so you gotta keep moving around. If they are burnt before you get the beautiful chili oil, not only will they make your dish not pretty, but you will also get a bitter taste. So do not walk away and keep an eye on this, like handling a baby. Alright, increase the heat to high. And finally, add in your noodles. Now all you gotta do is show me your wok skill for about a minute or 2. Here, some of you might say, Aaron, I don't have a wok, I can't do that. Again, don't worry about it. Whether you use a wok, pan, or even Dutch oven, that's not gonna make a big difference in taste unless you get the big flame like a restaurant. Seriously, that one. So just use what you have and try it. No problem at all. Last but not least, turn the heat off and add 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil and just give it a little toss. That's it. Alright, let's put it all together. Put some noodles onto a plate and top it off with some bok choy, green onions, and a little bit of sesame seeds. That's it. But because I know that hungry bird is gonna ask for some eggs, let me add some beautiful soft boiled egg. Everyone has this kind of stuff in the fridge, right? Alright, it's done. Can you believe this beautiful dish can be made in under 15 minutes? I don't think so. Alright, let's go to our taste tester. Claire?
Wow, it's so colorful. And the shrimp in the middle looks super delicious. Let's give it a try. 와, 냄새도 너무 좋다. Oh my gosh. Who can resist this? Definitely not me. Cheers. 새우에 양념이 샥 잘 배가지고 그 짭조름한 그 맛이 진짜 예술이야. 입맛을 끌어주네. 오. 그리고 항상 느끼는 거지만 이렇게 새우를 쓸 땐 좀 웬만하면 좀 큰 걸 쓰는 게 좋은 것 같아. 그 통통함이 조그만 새우를 썼을 때랑은 진짜 차원이 달라. 너무 맛있어. 생긴 건 약간 하와이안 슈림프 뭐 그런 거 느낌도 나는데 막상 먹었을 때는 한국의 맛이 제대로 확 나. 양념에서 느껴져. One more bite. 맛있어. 면이 꼭 꿈틀꿈틀 살아 움직이는 것 같아. 이 느낌이지. 갑니다. Ready? 이건 씨푸드 안 좋아하는 사람도 무조건 좋아할 만한 맛이다. 새우가 이렇게 잔뜩 들어갔는데도 전혀 비리지 않고 양념이 예술이야. 양념이 약간 매콤하면서 참기름 향도 샥 나고 거기에 살짝 달콤하면서도 짭조름한 맛이 균형이 너무 잘 맞네. 진짜 맛있어. 그 아이코닉한 한국식 볶음, 그 볶음 요리 딱 그 맛이야. 소주가 필요하겠어. 소주랑 같이 먹으면 잘 어울리겠어. 자기가 여기다 마늘 12개 넣었다 그래가지고 사실 좀 걱정했었는데 전혀 마늘 향이 그렇게 과하지도 않아. 내가 한국인이라서 그런가 괜찮아. 딱 적당해 아주. 내가 저번에 청경채를 안 먹었더니 사람들이 이거 안 먹었다고 댓글 엄청 달았더라고. Don't worry guys, I always eat it all. 이렇게 한 입에 또 먹어야지 이것도. Ready? 주시하고 아삭아삭거리고 너무 맛있어. 밸런스를 잘 맞춰주는 것 같아. 그리고 중요한 거 예쁘잖아. I love it. 마지막으로 mix everything together. 됐다! 먹어봅시다. 슈루루. 너무 맛있다. 먹어봐도 될까? 오 마이 갓. 이렇게. Totally worth it. 너무 맛있다.
Look from Seoul? Not every ramen has to be that complicated. This is super quick and easy to make, but one of the best ramen you will ever have. I guarantee it. Today, we're gonna be making tantanmen, one of the most popular Japanese ramen. But during those hot summer days, I think nobody wants to stand over a hot stove just to make a broth, right? So today, we're gonna make a seamless version called Juyunashi tantanmen. Nice chewy noodles toasted in a creamy sesame sauce and a spicy pork topping will totally blow your mind. So buckle up! For this, you will need some ground pork, green onion, garlic, ginger, and ramen noodles. So simple, right? But for a prettier presentation, let's get some baby bok choy and a soft boiled egg. Trust me, these bad boys will make it even more gorgeous than the restaurants. Today, I'm using ramen noodles because seamless tantanmen is a type of ramen. But if you can't get these, you can simply replace it with any kind of Asian with noodles. So just use what you have. That's the best. Alright, let's prep our vegetables. First, thinly slice some green onions. Like I always say, more green onion, more delicious. So please be super generous with this. And the whites are gonna be used to infuse our oil and the greens are gonna be used for our garnish. So make sure you keep them separately, like this. Next, smash 2 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. Once that's done, grate a small knob of ginger. About half a teaspoon will be enough. I think I told you this literally 1,000 times, so I was not gonna say this, but pork and ginger, they are a match made in heaven. Seriously, this small amount of ginger will bring it up to the next level. Lastly, take 2 baby bok choy and cut them in half or quarters lengthwise. If you can get this bad boy, you could also use spinach because in Japan, it's also a popular topping for ramen. So again, even if you don't have 1 or 2 ingredients, that's alright. You don't have to worry about it. Just get creative with what you have. Everything will be fantastic. This time, let's make a sauce for our meat topping. In a small container, add 1 tablespoon of Chinese chili bean paste, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of mirin, some black pepper, a quarter teaspoon of Sichuan peppercorn flavored oil, and give it a good mix. What? You don't have this Sichuan peppercorn flavored oil? That's okay. You can simply add ground Sichuan peppercorn, about half a teaspoon. Now let's make the sauce for our noodles. In another container, add 2.5 tablespoons of Japanese sesame paste or tahini, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of mirin, 1 tablespoon of sake, 1 tablespoon of chili oil, 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil, half a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder, half a teaspoon of Sichuan peppercorn flavored oil, a pinch of hondashi, and give it a good mix. Trust me, this small amount of dashi powder will give you the iconic Japanese flavor that you're looking for. For information, if you're cooking for your kids, I suggest not using mirin and sake. Since we're not gonna boil this sauce, the alcohol will still remain in the sauce. Lastly, add a quarter cup of hot water and stir it. That's it. So simple, right? It may seem like a lot of ingredients, but as long as you have some basic ingredients for Asian cooking, making tantamen at home is not difficult at all. Alright, we're set. Let's get cooking. In a wok or pan, add 2 tablespoons of oil and heat it over medium-high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, add the white parts of the green onions, garlic, and ginger and stir them around for about 1 minute. Once they start to smell real nice, add 200 grams of ground pork and cook for about 3 minutes. When the pork is cooked, pour in our sauce that we made earlier and stir them around for about 2 to 3 minutes. During the time, all the good flavor will come together and create an amazing flavor. Once you can see some chili oil here and there and the pork is cooked through, remove it from the heat. Now get yourself another pot with some water and bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, add in your baby bok choy and blanch it for about 1 minute. When time's up, take them out and set them aside. Now in the same water, cook your noodles according to the package instructions. When they're done cooking, take them out and shake off the excess water. Alright, we're almost there. Let's put them in a bowl and pour the sauce we made. And then just mix everything together until the noodles are completely coated. While mixing it, it's really hard to resist this amazing aroma, but once you put it in your mouth, you can't stop eating it, so please hang in there, it's almost done. Alright, it's time to plate. Let's put half of the noodles in a serving bowl and add a generous amount of our meat topping. And then place some baby bok choy, green onion, and a soft boiled egg. Last but not least, I'm gonna put some pickled ginger for a prettier presentation. How does it look? It looks absolutely gorgeous, right? Alright, let's call our taste tester. Claire.
색감의 대조가 예술이네. 엄청 화려하다. 맛있어 보여. I love anything made with sesame paste or peanut butter. So I think it's gonna be totally my type of thing. Let's give it a try. 자, 한번 섞어볼까? 시간이 좀 지나가지고 면들이 살짝 떡이 졌다. 그만큼 소스를 더 잔뜩 흡수했을 것 같아서 맛있을 것 같아. 예! 간다. Cheers! 와우. 진짜 맛있다. 와. 잠깐만 좀 더 크게 먹어야 될 것 같아. 와. 어마무시하구만. 내가 예상한 것처럼 이 면이 소스를 잔뜩 빨아당겨가지고 먹는 순간 입에 그 고소한 세사미 페이스트의 향이 향긋하게 쫙 퍼져. 근데 그 고소하고 크리미한 세사미 페이스트 그 사이사이에 시차 페퍼콘 오일의 그 향이 잘 스며들어 있어가지고 너무 향긋하니 맛있네. 진짜 국물만 없을 뿐이지 그 탄탄면의 맛이 나. 좀 더 많이 응축된 그런 느낌? 좋아 좋아. 난 알았어. 이게 완전 내 스타일일 줄. 통째로 또 싸먹어봐야지. 무지막지 뭐 있나? 갑니다. 맛있네. 먹고 싶다고?